What is up, guys? All right. Are we on? Are we live? Let me check the feed real quick. Looks like we're on. All right, let's see. How's everybody doing today? All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Looks like we're live. All right, here we go. Whew. Yeah, we're live. Okay, good. All right, so here we go. I wanted to do this to share some videos and not videos, sorry, to share a video of my experience with the total solar eclipse. I tried to do this a few minutes ago and I didn't share my screen right. So I'm going to start over here. This is we're doing it live. We're doing it live. So I'm going to show you really quick my experience with the eclipse. So this eclipse was April 8th, 2024. Let me stop myself. This is a brand new channel, so I've never done anything like this before. If you like this, subscribe, click the like button, definitely chat with me, leave a comment in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. So let's go and look at some pictures that I took. I want to share this with you because I'm so excited. I spent a couple of months planning this trip. This started when I watched a Smarter Everyday video, and it completely just grabbed my attention fully and was like, hey, you need to do this. That's what I felt like immediately when I saw that video. And man, it just changed my life for the better. Let me show you. So we took a 5.5 hour trip and we went to the path of totality. We were very lucky to live that close, and we got up the next morning and we had the option of, do we stay here? Do we drive somewhere else? So we could drive to a couple of different places in Indiana, Illinois, Missouri. We could have gone to a couple of different places like Carbondale. We were in Evansville, Indiana. We could have gone to Carbondale. There were several different places that we could go, but we picked New Harmony, Indiana. It's right on the Indiana-Illinois border. Very, cute little town. And I'm so glad that we did. And the reason that I picked that was because looking at the cloud forecasts and the cloud data up to the morning of, up to an hour before we got there, we had a choice where we could go north or south and still be in the same few seconds of length of totality. And I'll kind of explain all that. Maybe, I don't know, it's a live video. Maybe I won't. Just ask me in the comments if you're interested. But we chose New Harmony, and it's a very cute little town. It's very, very cool. I have no idea where everybody works. It's very small. I don't know what the population is. There's probably not very many people there. In fact, I'm going to look it up. So New Harmony, Indiana is 687 in 2022. 687. Very small little town. Best possible spot we could have gone. It was phenomenal. So these are pictures from when the Earth, or excuse me, see my brain's fried. When the moon is just first taking a little chunk out of the sun. You see that in the bottom right corner here. So the moon just started covering the sun. That's called first contact. When it first touches the edge of the sun, it's called first contact, and that chunk gets larger and larger and larger as the moon is covering it up. This is viewed. You can view it live with solar glasses. They have to be solar rated glasses. Don't just depend on sunglasses. If you're looking at the sun, it's a terrible idea. You're going to burn your retinas. Solar glasses are phenomenal. We stared at the sun through solar glasses for minutes, watching this happen. You can literally watch it happen. All of this takes place within about 45 minutes or so, and you can literally watch about an hour and 15 minutes as the moon moves over. You can literally just stare at it and watch it happen. It's fantastic. So I captured several pictures throughout that time. I love this picture. Let me zoom in here because, okay, that was weird. Because you can see the sunspot. It's not letting me zoom. You can see the sunspot right here. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but there's a spot here. There's a couple spots over here. It's very cool to see that. But the disk of the sun, the brilliant disk of the sun is so bright that even when half of it is gone, it's still very much light outside. And until you get to a point maybe like this, you don't really start noticing that something's changing. But when it starts to be about 80-90% coverage, you start noticing things are changing around you. It's a little bit more dim. It's kind of the sky kind of looks metallic-y, silverish, instead of just the bright blue that it was moments earlier. And so it casts this kind of weird look around everything. It's not the bright golden view that you were used to moments before. The tone, the tint of everything has changed. And I've seen an eclipse at about this point before. Maybe a little bit further. No. Probably about this point. That's probably about where we saw the 2017 eclipse. I had not been bit by the bug yet, and now I'm bit by the eclipse bug. So in 2017, this was what we saw. This was all we could see, and it was cloud covered. I didn't do my research. We just walked outside when it was happening. So what we saw was the equivalent of going to the movie theater and standing in the parking lot. We completely missed the show, and we didn't know it. We thought, hey, we saw an eclipse. That was cool. I'm telling you, it's like driving to the movie theater and getting out of your car and standing in the parking lot for 3 hours and saying you went to see a movie. You did not see the movie. The movie just played without you. And that's literally what this is like. I can't stress that enough, because a few moments later, this amazing thing happened where it got really eerily dark, like darker than dusk, almost nighttime, but not quite. And the sun went away as it was covered by the moon. And there were these beads on the edge. So what we're seeing here, I can't zoom in. So what we're seeing here, if you can see these little ridges. I don't know if I can make this bigger or not. Can I make this bigger? Hold on. No, Kevin, you can't. It's because you're in the wrong place. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. All right. I'll figure it out, guys. I got this. Doing it live, doing it live. All right, so you can see right here, I'll back up just a little bit. So I want you to see the difference. You can look in the histogram and you can see the difference in the light that's hitting the image sensor. I'll scroll down a little bit here. So if you're interested, so this was shot at 1/20th of a second, ISO 200, aperture 9, f9. And so you can see the histogram fading away here. Okay, I went up to 1/4 of a second, but I kind of stayed there because I knew what was happening. This was a 2.5 second, okay? And the reason I wanted to capture this, it was so dim. The reason I wanted to capture this was because these are mountains. These little etches, these are mountains on the moon. Can you see that? Now you can see it, right? These are mountains on the moon. And so the sun is going, the sunlight is streaming around that. So that's called Bailey's beads. Let me just tell you, whew, so awesome. Then this happened. When this happens, so from this shot to the next one, that's like going into the movie theater and sitting down in a seat and watching the movie happen. This is the movie happening. And if you didn't see this, you missed the entire show. This is what it's all about. This is the spectacle. I've never seen this before in my life. But Monday, April 8th, 2024, I saw this and it completely changed my life. I can't explain to you how it changed my life. Looking up in the sky and seeing this black hole where the sun was seconds before, and this beautiful aura around it, which is the actual corona, and corona stands for crown, which is kind of cool, but it's the corona of the sun. It's actually the atmosphere of the sun that stretches out hundreds and hundreds of miles that we can't see because the disk of the sun is so bright. And there's other things that we can't see on a normal day. And I'll get to that in just a second. So I took several different exposures, as you can tell. So here's something else that we can't normally see. And I'll zoom in a little further so you can see this. This is way zoomed in. These are coronal mass ejections. This is the sun like spitting out plasma into the universe. Isn't that awesome that you can see that? Just my brain melted, guys. I'm telling you, it was something amazing to see. So I took several different, I'm going to combine these. This is kind of the first look. I've posted a couple of these that were like my favorite glances, but I'm gonna take these into Photoshop and create a composite so that it'll have all the detail, which is why I took these really bright, 2-second long shutter speed. And yeah, you can just tell, like, isn't that awesome that you can see that? Let me zoom in further. See these coronal mass ejections happening. So I'm going to go see another one for sure. 100% chance. I'm going to make the trip out of country to go see it before it comes back to the United States, because the United States will not have another one for like 22 years. And I'm not waiting that long. I'm 44 years old. 22 years from now, I don't know what life's going to look like. So I'm going to go see one sooner than later. So on the other side of, so the moon is still moving, and as it uncovers the sun, which we were in totality, this is called totality. We were in totality for 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Once that's over and it starts moving away, you get this burst of light on the edge of the sun. Okay, this very first pinpoint of light. And this, what this looks like and what it's called is the diamond ring effect. Supposedly this happens on the other side as well. I didn't see it, nor could I capture it. Probably because when it happened and you're looking up at this in the sky, my brain was melting, like literally. So much so I didn't capture enough pictures of it, and I'll show you. So this was slightly before. This was at 1:54. So this was at 1:54 p.m. Come on. What are we doing? There we go. This is at 1:54 p.m. You can tell how bright it is. This one was at 2:04 during the eclipse, and you can see the little bit of light that's being cast on everything here. And the street lamps are on. Oh my gosh. This is it. Metered correctly for that. So this was at 2:07. These are not exact times. My camera time was off. It needs to be adjusted. So I'll probably adjust all of these so that I can know exactly what time it was. Because I know when it started and I know when it ended and I know when those contacts were. So this shutter speed was 1/30th of a second at f4 ISO 200. Again, this was a second camera, so I was shooting at 24 millimeters instead of 200 millimeters, so it's a much different image. This one's the one I wanted to show you. This is the last one that I took. I didn't take any more. This is it from this camera. This is this beautiful shadow, okay? All along the horizon, it's this sunrise or sunset in every direction. You can look in any direction, and any direction you look, it looks just like this does in this picture. It's like sunset, sunrise. And it's because you're being covered by this shadow, and it's a circle. And so any direction you look, it looks like that. It's just so awesome. It's so awesome. Every other day that I've ever been alive, I only saw that in one direction, and that was the direction the sun went down. This day, for these 4 minutes, these 3 minutes and 54 seconds, that shadow was directly over us, and in every direction, it looked like the sun was setting. It was phenomenal. The sky really was this dark, and that's really what it looked like. Let me zoom in here so you can see it. Boom, guys. This is like this big on my screen, okay? It was bigger than that in real life. I mean, it was not quite that big. It was about that big in real life. Yeah, it was about that big. It was as big as the moon normally is. The center of it was as big as the moon normally is. And outside of that was another 1/16 of an inch or so in the sky physically. And so like when you're like looking at it, it's like, I mean, you can no longer cover it with your thumb. I tell you that. Absolutely incredible, amazing experience. I mean, I've had so many people that are like, oh yeah, we saw the eclipse. It wasn't anything special. You did not see what I saw. Okay? You did not see what I saw. If you don't think that was special, you didn't see what I saw. So let me zoom into this a little bit further. Oh my gosh, I've broken everything. Okay, here we go. Can you see the mass ejections happening? This plasma or magma or whatever this is that the sun is shooting out in the oh man, it's incredible. It's speechless, just speechless. So then it gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And so this diamond ring effect is just magnified and magnified and magnified until it's just too bright. And so then what happens is you got to put the filter back on. And when you put the filter back on, you really can't see anything. There is something there though. If you zoom in, there's this, here's where it is. So this is the little edge. You can barely see it. And then in the next picture, it's a little bit bigger. And a little bit bigger. And at this point, that shadow is completely gone, and it's like 90% brighter. It's insane how quickly it gets bright. That's when we really realized, wow, we just witnessed something that we've never seen before. Because when the sun starts to uncover and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so bright, and you have to put those glasses on because otherwise you realize I would be blind with this much sun showing. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So yeah, the sun uncovers itself, or the moon uncovers the sun rather, and it goes back to normal. So I'm just telling you guys, this was absolutely incredible. If you're thinking about, man, I don't know if I should go see an eclipse. I know there's one happening in a couple of years in Spain. I know there's one happening the next year in Spain, so 2026 and 2027, I believe, are Spain. I think 2028 is Australia. Man, meet me in Australia. Let's go. Let's do it. It's like it's like August that year. Excuse me, hold on. In Spain, it's in August. In Australia in 2028, I believe it is in July, like July 22nd, I think. Don't quote me on that. Google it. I'm telling you, to see this, it was worth all the travel. It was worth the hotel. It was worth eating out, away from home. It was worth carrying my gear all the way. It was worth it. I should have rented a longer lens. I realized that. I should have rented a lens. I used a 200 millimeter lens. I should have rented a 600 millimeter lens or 1,000, a mirrored lens, or bought a telescope. Like I should have done more. I did not do enough because this was the most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life. The trip home. So everybody leaves at about the same time. So everybody's on the road about the same time. So you've added hundreds of thousands of cars to the roadway. And so we sat in some traffic, and we routed around a lot of it. And our 5.5 hour drive became an 8.5 hour drive. But I have zero regrets. None. I would do that. I would do twice that to go see it. Absolutely incredible. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. So yeah, I can't tell you enough. So I will leave you with that. Go see it. This was my first live video. I think we're at about 24 minutes here. If you liked this, please give me a like, shoot me a comment. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. You let me know. Let me know in the comments what you didn't like. I don't care. Whatever, man. I wanted to share this with you because this was incredible. This was amazing. It was awe-inspiring and hooked me immediately. I want to do it again. So yeah, that's it. If you're new around here, which everybody is because it's a brand new channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button because you never know what's going to happen in the future. I might go to the moon. Who knows? Anyway, I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to sharing more content with you and seeing you in the next one. So, yeah, have a great day.